This particular program is called the BooleanVacation. You will notice that I do not have at the very top a package name. In your particular case, you're going to have a package. So the package name would be on the top, and we have been naming ours our last name. But I do have to have a public class, PX, last name, first name, BooleanVacation. Well, since nobody here has the same last name, you don't need to put first name here. Then I need to go ahead and add my entry point for the java.ex, which actually runs Java. But it has to be public so Java can find it. Static because it's not an object, and we'll talk about objects later on. Void means because I'm not returning anything. Then I've got main. This is what java.exe is looking for right there. So I have string, which is a one-dimensional string argument. ARG is the variable. Then I've got two variables here. Both of them are defined as Boolean, so that means they can only be true or false. Then I've got weekday call and vacation call. So we just defined them. We have it set up. So here is where I actually set them to both true. Then I'm going to go ahead and print the results. So I'm going to print several different things. At the top here, I'm going to have a thing called call input. That's a literal colon weekday call, and it's got a double quote. So next to it, I've got a plus sign. And what a plus sign does is it does concatenation. It brings two things together. So I'm putting the literal together with weekday call. And if you look back here, I named weekday call true. So it's going to print true. Then, you notice I go to the next line, I have another plus. So I'm going to concatenate what was on the prior line to this literal. Call input weekday call. So as you can see right here, I have got an error. So my error is this should say vacation call. So you'll need to go ahead and fix that. Then I concatenate it with vacation call. As you can see here, it's concatenated into that. Then, in fact, you'll find that error on every single one of them. So you need to replace this with the literal vacation call, and vacation call. So after I've concatenated that and that's printed, then I'm going to print another line, and it's going to have a literal like this. Method call result. Then I concatenate it with sleep in, weekday call, and vacation call. So we know that both of these are going to be true. So the values of them is true, true. Then if you look down here, I've got a public static Boolean, sleep in, Boolean weekday, and Boolean vacation. And you notice that they have to be lined up. One of the things about parameters is that they have to be matching. So I'm passing true, and I'm passing true. So my first if statement is saying if, open parentheses, not, the exclamation is a not, weekday, or vacation. So if it's not weekday, that means it has to be the opposite, which means it's going to be false. So I say false or true. We know with the two upper signs, which indicate or, that if either one of them is true, it's going to be true. So that means this whole statement evaluates to true, then I return to true. If it evaluated false, then I would drop down here and I'd return false. So what return does is it returns back to here. So, and I'm telling it to return true. There's a more abridged version of this, but for our purposes, I want to do this so you can see it. So I'm going to return true. Let's come down here to the next one. Weekday call equals true. Vacation call equals false. So I'm concatenating call input weekday, concatenated weekday call. Then I'm going to concatenate call input weekday call, which just needs to say vacation call. And that one needs to be replaced by the literal vacation call. So since this is true and false, then I've got true and false here. Then when I come down here, I've got true and false. So I say not weekday. So if it's not weekday and it's true, that means it's false. Or vacation call is going to be false. So false or false is going to be false. So it's going to drop down here. It's going to return false. So this is going to return false. Remember, this returned true. So coming back to here, weekday call, false. Vacation call, true. So I'm printing out the literal, then I'm printing out the value. So weekday call is false. And then remember, we need to correct this. Vacation call is true. So when I call my sleep in, which is down here, and then I bring down my weekday call as false, and my Boolean vacation is true. If I say not false, that becomes true or true, which will return me a true. So I've got a true here. So let's look at weekday call and vacation call. So I've got false. So weekday call is going to be false. Vacation call is going to be false. So when I'm calling this call right here, which is going to call this sleep in, which is called a method, it's going to pass false here and false here. So I know that with my not symbol, which makes it the opposite, the weekday is going to be opposite of false, which is true. So I'm going to say true or false because I said I passed false for vacation. Then we know in an or, if either one of them is true, it's always going to be true. Then I'm going to return true. Good luck in explaining it to Mr. Cusack. I did forget this is going to be true. Good luck.